Good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. Jason's making a few UI changes. One of them adds a new parameter to the use command that can distinguish, well, particularly for animals that moved, but if you thought something was there. And since my use command is even more so than the game, very much a use and not anything else, I would like to indicate that I intended to interact with whatever was there, if indeed there is something there. I've also been kind of wanting to have it show my name after I died, because oftentimes you just don't need that often, so you forget about it. And the road following is not great with autorun, so that might be something else to look at. And if somehow we get through all of that, then there's always the map. All right, well, I guess I should do a quick test compile. Must make sure everything's still behaving here. Make and copy onelife.exe to build, Windows. OneLife 266. And CD. Actually, since this is a Unix shell, it might still want that. Oh, goodness. That was a bunch of stuff. So meanwhile, I don't remember where my last point I worked on this was. I mean, it's mostly been the more recent stuff. Oh, yep. And it's Arctic in... I might have the seed saved in the file, but... so that's kind of inconvenient. All right, so that was just... Wait. Yes, just clicking. So moving. Okay, so actually already... it only goes there if there's something you could potentially use it on. So really, this would only matter when you get into animals. And I could probably even pick a non-deadly animal. There might be a turkey or something around here. Maybe. Not a very big plains. And how barren. There's a wolf. Okay, that's a turkey. We can make a turkey gobble. Oh, makes it too easy. I guess this is a bigger deal with like use at range things. Maybe that's only an issue with the vanilla client, because use on a blank tile is already... Right, so the default is -1. But the intent was, if we indicate there's an object there, don't move. Okay, so whether the client thought it was on the object is the issue. So the server is already interpreting blank tiles don't move. Huh. So for me, it might not actually matter. Because I'm always going to tile select. It's going to base it, with the no parameter, it's going to base it on the tile contents. So providing the parameter doesn't actually... It would only change it if it was like, well, it's a blank tile, but the client thought there was something there. So actually, that behavior is don't move. So that would be don't move. So I would still be subject. Well, no, that does still, because specifically this is for timing issues. So it would still make a difference depending on, like, if it moved right as I did something. Chunk movement. Server. Server. Rift barrier, emote spamming, frozen full horse cart server again. That was another one. I don't think this has any particular relevance to me. I'm actually almost surprised it didn't cause a conflict. I mean, I think I kind of interpreted my, well, my pickup from container would probably be pickup. Broken case of right click to drop baby. Right click. Not equal to 0. I might actually need to check my code for something similar to that. See if I copied it. It was greater than or equal to 0. as part of an and condition. Well, so I'm already in the modified code. Pointer down, step. Yes, I don't seem to have copied that anywhere. Where was the use change? Extra, okay. Yeah, there's a delay. I think this is going to be pure protocol, so it's not going to necessarily touch any existing code. But I want to pass that. So I'm usually going to do my little cell detect. Oh. Well. Oh, this is... Well, we've got a dest ID. Oh, this is going to have to hit the header as well. Because I don't think anything in this handler does that lookup. Looks like we are allowed to have a default parameter, though. So he's filling in... He's treating it as -1. Although it could just be blank. But the server... well, if it didn't read it, it's treating it as -1. So I think that's the appropriate default value. I don't know why that error message shows up sometimes. All right, so use, check for cell hit, has a cell c.dest ID. Has empty tile transition. Now we're technically doing floor ID here, but this was only supposed to be wait, no, that's server. Action is you, and yeah, it's only ever intended to be the dest ID. Although I guess it would be kind of irrelevant for a floor use. All right, so drop. Not equal to 0. Now this is equals 0, which is the same thing as saying it's an empty cell. So having that be blank is fine. I probably should. We better be explicit with the parameters. Special bare hand transition. And this was the drag swap. So this actually sort of implies that dest ID is 0. Oh, you know what I forgot to do is actually put this in the right patch. All right. 29666. Wait. This compiled fine before. That looks like his code. Unless this is in use at? No, that's use at. Well, there's dest ID there. What? I must have some leftover stuff. What? It has to be the wrong line number. 924. Ah. Lost her in. All right. That'll work. Now, actually, like testing this is might be a bit tricky because you actually have to like catch him right as he left. Interact with the object. Now wait a minute. If I interact with the object, man, I might have this backwards. If I said I interacted with an object, it runs there. Of course, the object is actually there. So the way to simulate this would be to actually fake it out and send a dummy value. And all it's using it for is not equal to -1. So the value doesn't matter much. Okay. So if I send, I saw an ID there, and There's nothing there, then we don't move. You know, the answer, well, I guess I'm a little bit concerned about player didn't try to click on something. It almost might be the right answer for me to always send something here, but if he ever starts using that actual ID, it would not kind of be good forward compatibility. All right, now I just forgot about the whole. I guess before I shut this down, I think I looked at the swapping stuff and it doesn't. Test tile and clicked tile permanent. Also, right click with empty hand. Well, I've got specific keys for pickup. I don't think that's going to be an issue for me. All right, so now what we have to do. No, you know what? Actually, well, this might. Oh, shoot, this might actually apply to multiple patches. Because we've got the code that gives you the functions, and then we've got the code that uses it. STG go to interaction refactoring. Not loading page. Living life page. There we go again. All right, we want to make sure that that at least compiles. And that was our only use at, right? Yeah. All right, that at least compiles. All right, stg go to. So drag drop use. It hits it. And we have a dest ID. Here, actually, I could probably just do the shorthand here because we're mostly concerned about compilation at this point. Refresh that. Click to move, lock to interact, no. Interaction keys. Be the other one. Use that. We should have c.dest ID. Got our cell record. Yep. Wrong one. Nope. Missed a C. All right, STG, go to, oh, STG refresh. All right, and I think that these other patches have been sitting around long enough, I'm really not going to use them. Alias commands, delete patches. Or if I do use them, they're going to be so old, they're not really going to apply well. And then let's dump what we've got just as a little bit of a checkpoint. All right, so one of the things I kind of want sometimes is it's so easy to lose track of what your name is. So I guess we're done with protocol changes. We're just doing general modding now. So I need to know what the death screen is. So is that living life page, or is that like a game over page? Death page, end game, end message, extended now. Need to find out what happens when you die. Death phrase. Oh, no, this looks like it. It's in living life page. Number keys. Oh, I guess like the small numbers get written out and then the larger numbers are years. Wait, yours greater than 1,000. Oh no, this might be for yeah, this is the genetic fitness thing, isn't it? Is that the living life page? Yeah, relation name. Got death message. Final age set, death reason. Oh, well, there's also get death reason. Handle our death. Okay, so this is not like an immediate page change or anything. Show died page. Extended message page. Oh. There might not be any convenient place to put that. It's a super generic page. Now, I think I may possibly have already modified this. No, I probably did a custom page, didn't I? Yeah, mod update message page. Which adds the extra buttons and stuff, which I think this is probably just an extent. Well, I guess there's an update message page, auto update page. No, that's different. So that might be an extended message page. So extended message has a message and a sub message, and right now unfortunately it's not necessarily the easiest thing to actually look at, because you gotta wait a minute to die. You know, it might be interesting to see if there's any condition while, like if you disconnect while wounded, it would just go ahead and kill you. Although I don't know why I'm doing this, because they're just going to go look for a wolf. Or even a mosquito would probably do it. Sad thing is I saw a wolf the first time I came through here. And now he's all gone. Yeah, I have my hunger turned down, so the mosquitoes actually aren't going to do very much. All right, you died. Well, there are 3 lines here. So we have set message, set sub message. Maybe can you have new lines? Okay, so that's set message key, which probably means it's doing a translation lookup. Reason, set sub message. Well, if it allows new lines, then I've got a way in. It's a count key, set message key. Draw message. Message.cpp. In translation key. Okay, so that is just a translation. That doesn't leave out the cause stuff. Death reason. So death reason includes everything? Okay, age string, partial reason. Maybe it's pound, 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 pound? I'd have to go modify the server to actually get it faster deaths, wouldn't I? Also, we could perhaps look at message.cpp for... Oh. Oh, so that's actually like the empty line. So not just a new line, but a... Maybe I should... Well, it'd have to be a server... Actually, a server code modification to allow die from Eve. Okay. Now, in a perfect world, I might want to move it up. But that's totally a place we can get stuff in. So, 14 years. So the spacing's not great. So handle our death. Compute current age, our live object. Our live object may or may not have a name. Grave person. I'm not sure that's a full live object. Next object, current speech. Game objects get element. No, that's... Handle our death. All right, so years, age string, death reason. And then actually cleans it up. So you have to translate anyway. So you're definitely making a string. I guess I do have to handle like anonymous and... Now compute current age perhaps has the null check in it. Nope. Oh, so that's actually like doing an in-place update. Mm, yeah. We've got partial reason. We assume that's set. Maybe we say... I know this is a weird word. All right, so that seems to agree. So that means we always have a string there. All right, so how do we want to format this? I almost think I want to do something like... like that. I mean, I guess I kind of wanted to say, to put it more into you died, but that's a translation string. Yeah, set message key. I actually kind of need like a, I don't know, a desert full of snakes I can bounce between or something. Or I guess I could just crank the hunger rate up to instant. That would actually be quite effective. All right. That shouldn't take too long. Local settings, hunger rate, food decrement seconds is a float. Even 2 seconds is... I do have to repackage. Or, no, that goes at runtime. Think. Yep, that's relatively quick. All right. I mean, I did like the spacing between these, but it's gonna bump it right up against the button. Is the... Does message page, and I could just extend another message page class. Message key. In translation key. Is that the only it's the only variation of that? Now maybe translate throws through or passes through anything it doesn't know. Although, oh, you know what? That should be really capital. It's going okay. This page could be a little bit more versatile. I mean, I could just make my own version of it, like I did with the update page. Let's just do a quick little test here. And whatever happens, the game doesn't like using lowercase. Oop. Oh, right. This would actually have to be const. I'm not sure what to do about that. Okay, so it will just pass through unknown strings, unless you had a translation for test. So that means we would take this out. Can we do that from here? Oh, you know what? I could just leave in you died for anonymous. So this actually turns into if name, else. No. I am going to have to do string playing in this version, though. Or string manipulation. So age string is a string duplicate, auto sprintf. That's just a char pointer, which we have to delete. No, it's just that it's always been weird to me that, or I get to the end of a life and I forget who I was because you just don't really, people don't ever have to call you by a name. You have to put it, put it on forms or anything. So a lot of times you just forget who you were, and I just thought it would be nice, in terms of like going, maybe you want to go look at the family tree thing. What life was that? Oh, right, this is... I think this is a function, so we can't actually get it from outside of here. Declared protected. I mean, get R sort of makes sense, but we have to do something about that. Let me guess, data fields are all private. Well, no, it's a struct. No, this is the live object. So this is all going to be protected section. Public protected. Is mostly the panel info stuff. All right. I mean, it's really just get name. So this is just going to be a reference. Or just, which I guess is maybe not the greatest memory management, but... Now I could actually copy the name here, and then we'd have the same semantics. I think there was the string duplicate method, and that would all fall into the same group. Handle rdeth, get death reason. I guess since this is set up to be called from outside, maybe... Well, you know what? Well, handle rdeth doesn't. Assumes get our live object works. Is it live object? Oh, that's right. I was going to look into this. All right, now, okay, now I can't reuse that thing. Because we have to be able to delete this as soon as we use it. Yep. Hey, how about you treat it like a function? Uh, Oh, did I? Yeah, I didn't modify the parameters. Modify the string, not the parameters. Uh, too fast. Living life page. Expression cannot be used as a function. Oh, that? Yeah, I was slipping back and forth between all the different paradigms here. Our? Okay, so this is looking like, I guess C doesn't treat this as the same way as some other languages. Huh. Okay, this has to be like messed up, yeah, because of his brace style. Is it shift width? Always messes me up. And then we need one for the function. That's not right. That must be tab stop. Oh. Well, that's going to be a royal pain to track down. True. I mean, I'm usually lazy with the nulls. But what we actually need to do right now is just see if we handle the null case properly. Which actually it is. Wait, we are the null case because we don't have a name. Oh, maybe string duplicate doesn't handle nulls properly. Because we checked that, but not the name. Okay. So what we really want to do is we need to do this for just general sanity checking. And then we want to know we actually have a name. Because apparently string duplicating a null does not go well. Okay, I might have to slow this down so I have time to name myself. So Snowski is probably appropriate for... Oh, no, that turned to cause starvation. I messed something up. Name. Oh, or maybe that just does invalid things if you just give it a string? That's not translatable? Oh, wait. I can't... So set sub message makes a copy. This doesn't. Eh. So this is like static. Which is not an auto sprintf. That's more like a... sprintf? Isn't there like snprintf that will understand that it has a limit? Okay, target buffer and size. Right, message was not declared in this scope. Yep, not fast enough. Forgot about that part. Well, seems to work so far. Now, what I forgot to do was make a new patch. So I might be able to just do that. Patch commands. New. Oh, I also need a patch name, optionally. I mean, it might still be nice to have the message. All right, so we're on that patch. We are on git status. So if we stg refresh, stg show, very simple patch. All right, stg export, let us, I can pretty much get over there from here. I might want to play with this. I want to play with any changes for a day before publishing them, but patches master. We've got a readme update. Wait, wasn't that yamhover? Did I reorder this? I mean, I could just... Oh, I did reorder it, apparently. Oh, probably help overlay needed to be after that. This has no keyboard commands, although it could easily go back down with some of the very, very basic stuff. I don't think I need to make that an optional feature, even though most of them are. So this will just be next. Oh, and we also... Possibly should have committed that one separately, and we've got a general patch update. All right, so the other thing is, so I set up a little racetrack thing once. But like getting the editor set up and figuring out what to do with the file is kind of a production if you're not doing it regularly. So I may have to turn my hunger back up and just see about like vogging in a bunch of flat stones and stuff so that I can make some place to test some things. All right, hunger back down. Or up. And, well, hunger usage back down. I guess I should double check that it's doing what I think it's doing right now. I don't actually know if this is the fastest way to green, but I just usually run right. Or to someplace more temperate anyway. We don't get crazy usage. I guess... Oh, I must have died with that or something? I guess... I could actually turn that down even more. Is it I? Yeah. Oop. Okay, I thought... that does sort of get you to a bunch of stuff. Oh, I guess I was bouncing too long. uh... Oops, I got two hats. Okay, so that will make it even slower. Now, a relatively open space anywhere. No pigs around here. I need... Ooh. What? What did I do? I mean, that'll work. I don't know why I couldn't arrow key there. Yep. All right. Oh, maybe I'm like over-focused in the text? What? Uh... I don't suppose we can make stacks of things. Okay, I did forget to get a rock. There's probably a rock around here. Now, see, this actually isn't a good line. Now, you know what? I've got enough flat rocks. It's just the fastest way to get the stakes back. Probably could have placed these better. Nope, we need you first. Uh, hmm. I really kind of want like a long road. I don't think this has a way to place floors. Maybe there's a secret control for that. Oh, and, well, I mean, a few twists and turns would probably actually be good for testing. I should have thought more about placing these in a useful position, which actually... there's no reason not to do, because they're infinite. Well, I mean, if that confuses things, maybe that'll be good, maybe it won't. Ooh, they're actually going to be in the way. Alright, well that's probably enough for testing. So the problem is if I start auto-running, I can run off the road real easy during those twists and turns. Now, the awkward thing here is that maybe I do want to run off the road. So my thinking is that if I start auto-running on a road, I should stay on the road. Well, I mean, there's just follow the road. Oh, hi, pig. You weren't here before. Ah, missed him. You're a stack of rocks now. And if I start running, and one solution is just don't auto-run, I guess, which I probably just need to work on doing. But I'd kind of like to get rid of that conflict and have it just run through the road. And then, you know, if I do want to go off, I should be able to click off the road. Oh, so this is going to be probably a change to auto run, which is probably going to cost me most of my other patches during testing. Yeah, that's an old one. Oh. Her? What the heck? Okay, I mean, it almost should be, but that puts us back in sensible area. So we're going to touch on some of the things that auto-run. Yeah, so the issue here is that auto run, which is using the hold to run, is in a if-else relationship with road following. So this has been a really convenient way to sort of sneak a feature in on top of existing code. But now we're actually blocking a behavior we want. And if you were using hold to click, that's a little bit more deliberate. Maybe you'd want to be following that. He actually did touch this code a while ago to improve road following, but hopefully that won't happen too often. I think that's too far. So if it's us and it's that, then we do a whole bunch of stuff. So moving this outside of here would basically mean like reproducing this entire code block on the other side of that. Or you could generally swap them, which would preclude the hold to click behavior while on a road. Now, I think two of these conditions are RID, path length, and probably should move camera should kind of be in there too, but yeah, RID, path length. There's an extra speed check on that one. Well, okay, this one's greater than 2, that one's greater than equal to 2, so it's technically not quite the same. Road following's a little bit easier. So those could be under the same condition. Oh, and then yeah, there's no further else's on here. So those are just our two auto run conditions. And well, what do you know? And then he does all of that before checking next message to send null, which is once again the same for this. And then there's distance, end pause, current speed. Very close to their character. Okay, there's no comparable check there. So I'm getting very tempted to pull out the common checks. I still don't have a good way to sort of prioritize these. Because doing this one ultimately means looking at the floor. I guess you could do like all of the check for a floor existing before you determine what to do. Map by P, map by F. So that's there. That's there. So I think we're pretty much, well, okay, so, right, his brace style. Pretty much all inside that condition. I don't know if these... Okay, these are not really reused. That is. That is. Clicking on nothing. They started by clicking on something. One of the mouse very close. You know what? This is actually sort of irrelevant now. A bit. Because I think it cuts off very, very close to the character. Or there's a much wider range that... yeah, so this is that wide check. Well, no, there's two levels here. There's... Are we greater than one cell away? And there's are we less than there? So if we don't have to deal with this case, then this code becomes much easier to repeat. Uh, Simple brute force. Doesn't handle files disappearing very well. And then I'm going to need to get ready. I'm closer. All right, so try that. Yeah, see, when you get close, you just kind of stop. This is still going, and it's only like 2 away. All right, so I forgot there was so much stuff in here. Okay, so that condition is being executed. I oh, I did do a move to command, but what we actually kind of need is the stuff that calculates the position. Although I guess by default it's just pointer, which isn't that terrible to get. I just hate to like completely duplicate one of these blocks, but I mean, it's actually, is this condition else follow the road? This is greater than 2. That one is greater than or equal to 2. Would actually change behavior if I tried to condense those. Well, and I would move more code. Because that would create an indentation level. But my only choices seem to be copy the code, or like extract a function, which is an even bigger change. It would make sure that I'd get a patch fail. Or I have to like do all of this before the other checks so I can get some sort of ordered choice. Oh, actually, there is a slight difference here. This will preclude road following if you're holding down the mouse button. Regardless of next hashing message to send. So maybe I never follow. Yeah, actually, I don't think I can follow roads in Autorun. I just sometimes I can get the speed boost, which maybe that's handled on the server. If you're going from road to road, you move faster, but I'm not actually road following. I mean, I guess I was not trying to patch stuff. I would want to sort of maybe rewrite this to figure out what to do. And then we have an execution section. Well, I mean, that I could. Well, this depends on if we're actually this stuff. So now I'm wondering, could I sort of like leave the execution sections mostly intact and like do that sort of what to do detection, and then we just kind of change the condition lines here. That will involve going through this process. To see if we are going to trigger road following. Because if I just check this condition, we'll almost certainly be precluding running. But that will probably patch a little bit better because it won't duplicate all this code. And if this code changes, I'll get the update. It will break on changes to the conditions. So the first check would be if we're doing that. And that would be a run equals true. So I might not even need to check that condition as much. Because we'll still come down here and just hit it. We'll have to see. Then we've got like all of this. Which oh, I missed an and here. And writable. Oops. Then we are in a tab stop shift width. I forget what my other thing is. Then we are in a, I mean, I guess really road would be a better name. So this is where I might want to abstract some of the conditions here. The risk of making it a little bit less parity. I would say I don't care about, if I'm holding the camera, I don't want to do much of anything. And greater than 2, greater than or equal to 2. I'm not sure I care about that so much. Okay. This next action message, it does make a small difference if you're holding the mouse and there is an action message. It will preclude road following. And the problem is we determine if we're going to follow a road way the heck down here. So maybe, well, we have all these other conditions that have to be true. So maybe, well, I mean, this is just a straight up, it precludes, And then this really becomes, all right, we've got a couple levels of indentation to clean up. So the ifs should end there. Then we come down here. So I don't technically have to redo some of that stuff, but I mostly just kind of want to leave the conditions in place. Or the code in place to merge better. How was that indentation? Well, we removed it. Okay, yeah, I don't know why I can't find some of those header files. I don't remember having that problem before. Oh. Our ID was not declared in this scope. Okay, so I typoed something, pulling this out here. Oh, yeah, he does the full capital IDs. Now, my other character's probably dead here, so let's try and find our road again. Oh, not completely dead. Although, why am I down here? Must have just kept on running. Uh-oh, I lost my road. Hmm. Well, auto run by itself doesn't seem particularly broken. I just don't have a road to test on anymore. I didn't remember running off. Yep. Okay, we were way off this side of it. Okay, that's regular run, which I mean is partly the solution. Oh. Oh. Okay, so auto run is still overriding road. I wonder if I'm exiting while I'm still running and the server just kind of keeps going. Am I actually getting on to road running though? Yeah. So we're still preempting road following. Okay, that actually exited auto run. Could it be that we're triggering next action message to send? Or maybe it's a distance issue? One can trigger before the other? So maybe I have to always be checking, like, are we on a road? Regardless of whether it's time to trigger or not. And then really, this could actually move back down for better parity with the existing code. That just says, are we on a road? Okay, so that actually canceled auto run somewhere. This is something I'm just gonna have to, yeah, so by default, it's actually gonna be kind of hard to, I was actually gonna cancel auto run. Okay, so that'll work. Once we start running. Okay, that was an actual, I'm gonna have to get it going. So the turnaround definitely did it. What are my conditions for canceling auto run? Reached destination. So maybe road following still reaches destination. Frames, since double click, and we're in motion. So the price of running on roads is that it's going to end up ending our run once we get to the end of the road. Because road following is going to, well, the one road has a twist at the end, which is kind of not great. And what kind of lets it bounce back and forth. Yeah, it just reaches the end of the road. Whereas if I was truly auto running, not even hungry, I'm getting old so fast.
Cook.
So road following, we've long since stopped auto running, so yeah, we'll just stop there. So we probably path up to the end of the road. We decided we were on a road. So we're going to not auto run. But there's also no road to follow. That character is going to die. Which, that gets determined farther down here. Floor continues. Else, next step, final step, found branch false. Continue in the same direction, goes off-road. Try branching. Maybe how far they're from Leicester, or it's complete opposite. So it might just do nothing if we're road following. Well, that makes more sense in the base game, because it's like you click, you go there. If you click on a road, you keep going to the end of the road. But I'd almost have to know. Well, maybe I could do like this without the throw out. Well, if we were auto running and we reached the end of the road, how do we know when we got to the end of the road? It would basically be we didn't issue a command. If not equal, next step, final step. Yeah, so this is next step, whereas this still needs some of this code. Wait, did I? I was looking confused by the braces. Yeah, that's probably for you. So we ended up duplicating some of it anyway. Maybe we should just have an else after that. World mouse or world mouse Y. Oh, you're specifically doing pointer up to make it not a... Well, that could actually make it. I could almost make it look like man, that wouldn't be rapid enough for the multiple click. But that is how we're auto running normally. Set but not used. Oh, because that was something we were using for that condition. Oh, did it not like having the file changed mid-compile there? Or did it just launch in the background? Now, can we find our road? Well, there's that stuff. There we go. All right, so we're road following. Okay, that has canceled auto run, however, so it's not going to be able to say if auto run. Yeah, so like now we're sort of in auto run and we're stopped. Yeah, so something about. Oh, I wonder if I use a mouse up to detect auto run. That's reached end, which might happen there. Is this pointer up? This is pointer up. So road following actually cancels auto run because it looks like a click. But he's specifically trying to avoid looking like a mouse held. Did I do something to mouse held? Mouse down. Now you see, I may have modified this so we don't have that problem. Oh, I don't even need some of this stuff. How convenient. So we need world mouse X, world mouse Y. Yeah, so this actually shrinks this up a bit. Okay, so ordinary road following works. Ordinary auto running works. We're following the road. We are still auto running and we are running off the road. And if we just click, that ends the auto run, but also, hi pig. It can be a key, fine. Maybe because I was on a tree? Why did that one stop? The weird thing is it worked once. That's something weird with VOG mode? Maybe the automatic point is... I mean, if I'm running normally... I mean, landing on a object doesn't really matter. Now, admittedly, that is doing, like, all the extra code. For, like, near and throwing out and stuff. What are we missing? We lost the next action message to send. Oh, no, because not necessarily. Although that, yeah, that goes into this. I'm kind of coming back to I just need to duplicate the entire original auto-run block. Except it's not really an else because I guess next action message to send would tell us if we run on the road or anything. But there are like some sub-conditions there I've been trying to get into. And there's a really weird thing. Maybe it just has to do with how we hit the road. Like we hit it just so, and it moves us up to the end. And then we're not on a road anymore. So we don't pick up here. Although we are on a road in terms of the previous condition. Yeah, that comment about straight line might be old because he does all this stuff. But I think those are the only things that issue new commands. Yeah. Let's see, Pablo, thank you for the follow. Glad you like watching Code Network. So either we issue a road continuation, or we say, well, if we were running, keep on running. But sometimes we don't run. Maybe this like equates to, oh, path length. All of these have a path length check. If like the last bit of the road is teeny, yeah, I might have to step back to duplicating all the run stuff. And we can use, well, actually, maybe I can't necessarily use this. Because this is set up to only issue a command on the final step. So like next action message to send wouldn't necessarily tell us if we were following a road. We do have to check for on a road. But we don't know at that point if we can continue the road. Path length, so total path length, we've got a path. If we're on a road, then we're not going to do straight up auto run behavior. So maybe it's some of this stuff that is, well, no, it's not turning it off. It's turning off run, but not auto run. But we do want to turn it off if we are currently on a road. And the problem is this does not check for can we continue on the road. Null and distance. And we're very, very close to the end. We might need to issue the new command. So we don't want to issue auto runs if we're on a road. We don't really need a text like end of road. unless we go through that entire process to see if there is a possible continuation. You have to say, are we on a road? Could we continue on a road? If not, then we just go to a forward tile. Could we structure it as, if we're on a road, follow the road? Well, if we're on a road and can follow the road. Now, the can follow road yeah, so some of this is only triggering under certain conditions. And I might need to do a little bit of printing here to figure out what state transitions are happening. As we know that auto run is still on because our path is still on. So at the end of the day, I think maybe one of these is false. They're determining we're on a floor or on a road, but we can't issue another road command. Which means we also won't hit the point where we issue another run command. Oh, well, okay, so here's a relatively easy check, I guess. We can say which commands did we even try to get here? That seems to suggest, well, do we even, well, we do want, what was our last thing? All right, so even though this stuff is going to happen potentially every frame, we need to know, not quite far enough. That we're on a road. And because that kills our run. All right, it's possible we're going to need to eat. A little bit. Okay, so that was the case we're looking for here. I probably should have put a tag in there. So it thinks it issued a runoff road click. I've got inline there. So we have to figure out what that is and why it didn't work. Maybe the server is like reinterpreting. Actually, server's console. Move 7527 speed modifier. Move 7727. Move is done at 8127. Oh, we got more stuff just from time passing. Click dust. So maybe the issue is I already had a message in flight? Player update. That almost sounds like I got a distinct position. Yeah? Player 17's move is done at 8127. I almost need to put the coordinate grid on here. Well, I know what that move was, right? Oh, well, no, actually, move 7720. Oops. Move 7828. Drop 7726. 27, but I moved up here. $77.28. Oh, maybe I got my X and Y backwards. $77.26. Okay, so we're at there, and we moved. Okay. $78.27. $77.28. $76.27. Yeah, so this is 77, but move is done at 81. So we did something weird that made the server not realize. Or rather, it said move is done at 81. I think. And you see, that one was fine. Yeah, so we have like a destination out there. Move is done at 8426. But I get my last move command was 7727. Did take us a little bit of time to get there, whereas that was almost instantaneous. Did it think I kept running? Because it was like a move command on a road? It did say move is done. I mean, generally moving off a road is kind of okay. Although... no. So 49. I wonder if this is one of those things where sometimes like kind of delays showing something. Because this could be an animation position, destination position desync. I don't know why. And I just removed all of my debugging patches for that because I hadn't used them in ages. But why would I get a self message? Oh, yes, I know. Well, first we've got to get it to do that. Okay, that wasn't an auto run situation. No, this spot. Okay, it's sending self. So my client thinks I'm here if I'm sending a self message. It would be sending something else if I thought I was someplace else. For that matter, the server pretty much thinks I'm... well, maybe the server... well, I think it did send me a move dest. So I have to do that. I mean, those are all much more reasonable times. So I decided that I stopped moving. Even though I still had like some move outstanding. How would I do that? I guess one thing I played with, which it kind of messes up my auto run. And we could also try to do that, which also messes up the auto run. I guess I could just have it not do that, but I do need some way to end that. I guess I have the reached pointer condition now. That I could trigger in a pinch. Yeah, so that keeps ending it. Okay, so we still have that, and it thinks I'm here. Okay, well, there's trees at the end of the road, which doesn't help. I mean, there was probably enough time for me to move over there. And my client is still gonna... Move 7727. Move is done at 8326. And those seem pretty. Maybe I could actually cast the timing on that. I wasn't actually running there. Okay, that was a regular. Okay, there was a delay to move is done. Move 5529. Move is done at 5031. Why? Is it... maybe the move is my starting position. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Okay. And that explains the layering, because it's using that for using the destination position, I think. Maybe. So the server got the message. You know what? I think one of the things that Jason did to fix some of these ordering issues yeah, I don't get the hover, but oh, you. So that's an animation displacement. One of the things he did to fix that situation with running is he had it stop closer to you, so that you could not... what was it? You could determine it was time to end and then issue a new movement, and it would still use like the old distance to determine if it was time to stop. So the path auto runs were triggering on relatively, like, within less than current speed. Or the road auto runs, which is closer than the auto run clicks would normally be. And I've forgotten where that code is. Because that gets into the path following. Update move speed. Is it compute path to dust? I don't think it's compute path. It's more of like a follow path. This is draw the long path. I'm going to move truncation. Interrupted move. It was like a previous spot, next spot or something. There's path for the players. End pause. Current step dust. Well, it's all in step, which is doing a huge amount of stuff. Current speed not equal to 0 and path to dust not equal to null. So if we got into a condition where speed was 0, or these are out of sync. And where it was... Oh, it's actually, okay, this is actually like this is in the middle of that, so this was right, causing a path extension. And I played around with some of this code, and actually I found that there were some issues with it in some cases. That's if you're calculating the position, but that's just world mouse X. And then down below all of this issue stuff, distance, end pause, current pause, which had been previously calculated. And I tried to update it, and things got messed up, less than current speed, which incidentally is the condition for road following. But this happens at the end of the road. Why isn't that a problem with ordinary road movement? Ah, he's fixing up end pause. And this was, okay. This is this is kind of the problem this is exactly the problem I ran into. So we have to do... divided by cell D, because this is not in cell coordinates. Now you are doubles, but these might not be fractional? I might have to like round it and then cast it back to double, which gets weird. Floor would be the easiest way. Is there like a round? I don't know if that keeps it as a double. And then that should probably be applied to the other stuff, which, you know, at one point I had submitted a patch and it's like, okay, this code should be precluded from running now. And it was wrong, because it was in the wrong coordinate system. So let's just remove it. But now it seems that that old thing is back to haunt us again. And I'm losing food faster than I'm dying. Okay, that one was fine. Okay, that one was fine. So that was like... So that works, but I'm wondering if it might actually be cleaner just to duplicate stuff in the else case. And if we want to run off the road while doing this, we just have to do another click. Although that would have disabled my auto run. Oh, right, because I don't think I need that. So we turned this off. We turned this off. Trying to fix that. And this kind of implies that regular auto run should be doing, well, regular run should be doing that end pause .x stuff too. And I'm just not going to worry about submitting that as a patch to main unless it seems, well, I guess I wouldn't know, would I? O waypoint X. There's divided by Seldy. Oh, he's using Laurent for round. Oh, that's probably turning it to an actual int, though. What are you? Double. Yeah, okay, so for what I'm doing, round is appropriate. Oh, but you're a float, so we do kind of have to convert it. Of course, this is sort of an independent fix. So you are fake click. Well, you're what you got passed to pointer down, so you are obviously. But maybe we actually calculated fake click from a grid coordinate? It's multiplying by Seldy, but oh well. And then you are world mouse, so that is fine. I guess if I doubled that first, then it would use the double round, but it's not going to matter that much, I don't think. Oh, that would affect regular running, and hey, we've got some regular running to do. So last time, there we go. Alright, so now prefer roads. We can click to get off of them. We seem to be able to still run around just fine. That might occasionally be annoying, but I guess it all depends on where you are when you decide to update. But not being able to follow roads is also a little bit annoying. And we could probably tease that as a separate patch if we needed to. So even though that's accurate to his code, well, I think the build process will end up complaining about extra space, even if it's in like patch context. But we did copy a bunch of stuff. Oh, I've got a bunch of printfs to clean up. And there were two more down here. No, okay, that's the first section. Okay, so we patch our end pause. Technically, that could apply to the base game, but I've already been back and forth on it. I might just leave that in case it comes up again. Pointer up is a straight up removal. I might kind of leave that as I deliberately did that. I guess I could use force ground click for that, because that would tell you it was a fake one. Well, any place I would use that would be elsewhere, but let's see, is that something I completely added or something that was part of the patch? Because I have to have added at least the auto run false. Okay, so it was... Okay, so I redid some of that stuff. But that's already pretty much totally rewritten, so what's some more? auto run. Oh, is it M? M force ground click. Maybe there's just too many of them. Of course, that was specifically to release mouse held, which that would also not do. Well, I think we don't turn it on if it's a fake click to begin with. Although that is a piece of code we've already touched, whereas this is a piece of code that we're not otherwise touching. If I wasn't just patching something, I'd want to abstract or refactor pointers into like the thing that like sort of does a click type thing from the event that you get when the player does something, so you can actually distinguish, you know, mouse button holds and things. All right, so if we're auto running that doesn't do that, we run off. Oh, I guess I should check regular road running. Okay, seems to be about what it was. Well, one of these is going to be his. Okay, that's my copy. Okay, yep, that's my copy. So at least the build process will complain about those. All right, we are on how to run patch. The thing was upset about that. And this is really just kind of a bug fix for roads. Do we have changelog still? I guess that's more of a feature. instead of ignoring them as it used to. All right, so this may very well be a V29. I want to play with it today to make sure I haven't totally broken anything. And we're at a pretty good time to wrap up here. No, we're not in its subdirectory. And, well, I should commit that regardless. And that changed every patch after that. My line numbers. Okay. So fellow person is a nicety. Okay, nothing easy. Also probably not easy, but I think I want to research. We should probably go on here. So there is the Open Life Launcher. Can only do things on GitHub. GitHub Marketplace. Can do drafts of a release. A tag version. Oh, I may see. I'm not tagging it. This is going to get awkward because I'm not. Like the version is. And maybe I have to create tags for all of the different builds that. No, I'd prefer. Or create a new tag. Well, yeah, I can create I guess an extra tag for that version. Now the only problem there is that the build process actually uses, kind of borrows JSON thing. But maybe I can do some pattern recognition there. I'd like to automatically create releases in the command line. GitHub developer documentation. Post repos owners releases. Edit a release. Delete a release. Upload a release asset. Oh, to determine the URL to access. Oh, no, wait. They give us an upload URL. It would be nice if you just say, go fetch it from here. Yeah, so this is at least a stream here. Name label. And so to create a test, we're going to have to kind of get it working in a lab. And then see if we could get that properly automated. Which is a bit more nut for right now. So I can, well, I can publish that later. Well, no, I'm going to, I guess I don't need to CD. I'm going to make that, and I'm going to copy it over for testing later today. So I'll be back in an hour or two to play some of this game. But for now, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody who hosted me. Let's see, do we have any coding stuff going on right now? There's some web stuff. And this is about when I'm usually on. So actually, I tend to go a little bit late. We just ran out of stuff to do here. That was kind of in scope anyway, or reasonable scope. Well, I see some game dev who's also working on some auto updater stuff. So if you're looking for someplace cool to hang out, Zerator is working on his auto updater stuff. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye, and until next time.